So let's make this beautiful lovely card for Christmas for your friends and family. For this you just need one 300 GSM 100% cotton watercolor paper and a marking for a circle. After you've done that, just draw a line which is passing through the snowball and just make few lines for fixing the placement of the trees where you want to place the trees. That's it. Now for the top part of the snowball, just make a nice golden clip and the rope passing through it. It's a simple sketch. It's little light right now. You won't be able to see it because of watercolors. That is one thing you have to always take care, is that the drawing has to be light enough, because otherwise it will be visible after the application of the color. For the ball, we are using the wet on wet technique where I am using the clean water. Always remember clean water. That's why you have to have two jars of water, one for washing your brush and one for picking up the clean water. So here, once the clean water is applied onto the circle, I am taking the wet paint and applying it onto the edges of the snowball. Okay, so this is the process which you have to do, and you have to be quick. You have to apply the color when the surface is still wet, so it will blend very nicely. For this you can also do one thing, is hold the paper vertically so that the paint flows nicely on in the direction. The paint will flow downwards as you're holding it vertically. So that's going to help in blending, smooth blending of the color. But in this you have to remember that when you are your paper has to be wet but not dripping wet. Means the water does not need to drip out of that circle area. Now for the outer edge, what I have done is I have wet the surface which was below the snowball, and I am just adding few paint onto the borders of that horizon line which we had made. Add a darker pigment in few areas, because you all know that watercolor, when they dry, they tend to look more lighter than what you're using. So right now what color you can see, it will be lighter when it dries. Now for the trees, I'm taking a fine round brush and just using the method of making pine trees. I'm adding few pine trees. You have to make a nice pointy edge on the top, and then just gradually move your brush from right to left and increase the leaves of the pine tree. For the pine tree, if you want, you can comment in the section below and I will make a nice video specially for the tricks and tips you can use to make pine trees. So do let me know. Now here for the snow, I am just dragging that paint with little water. I'm just pulling it. So I'm just using a little water on tip of my brush and just placing it, rubbing it at the bottom part of the tree, and the paint is merging and mixing beautifully. This is how we are getting this tender and gentle effect of, light snow and the pine trees. The strings are done and the golden embellishment is done. Now filling up for the surrounding area of the card, I'm just adding a little embellishment of little stars, and for that I'm just using small triangles, pointy triangles, 4 triangles, and just making these small lovely stars. Now use a black gel pen or a ball pen and just make a nice outline, rough outline with 2-3 lines forming around, and some dashes and some strokes or doodlings, whichever you want, and write down your saying of Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you like. So here you can see how gorgeous this card has turned out to be. It's simple yet elegant, and so sweet and so snowful. You can also add some white splatters to your snowball showing some snow. Hope you enjoyed.